exiled on an island called Patmos off of the coast of a country called Turkey. He was sent there because of his continuous witness for Jesus. He just wouldn't shut up about the gospel. John had a vision of a figure that we learn in the book was Jesus. He was told to write down what he saw and send it to 7 churches in Asia. And I tell you to see the map below. It's the same map that you're looking at on here on the presentation. But I say look at those 7 churches so you can see where they are. And it says down underneath the box, the message of Revelation was to encourage the churches as they go through a time of great persecution and trouble. Y'all please underline that. This is what we're talking about in Revelation. This book was not meant to spook you, to scare you, to make you feel like everything is weird, or make you feel like, my Lord, this is crazy, inconceivable, impossible stuff. Because how could you call something spiritual impossible? You can't call something impossible unless you're God. Correct? Amen. Because you don't know anything about the spirit realm. You don't know enough about it. But the message of Revelation was to encourage the churches as they go through a time of great persecution and trouble. The vision was to show that Jesus triumphed over the devil, his adversarial host, meaning the demons, death, and hell. As he promised, he came again to completely destroy their power. It is a vision of victory. To put it another way, the book of Revelation is the conclusion to a life story or biblical drama that ends in victory. In the kids' publication, it says, and they all lived happily ever after. Amen? So the book of Revelation is the story that says, no matter what we've gone through, they all lived happily ever after. The book of Revelation is the book that tells you, no matter what you have suffered in this lifetime, you're a winner. You can't lose if you're a winner. Amen? You're in a win-win type situation. What questions do we have so far? Everybody, now can you tell me something about the book of Revelation? You all would comfortably be able to tell me some things about it? Why is it written? Well, why is it there? To encourage them. Now, let's put that into context now. Sometimes, how many folks go through some stuff? Financial trouble. I'm talking about serious stuff. The stuff that gets you down. Everybody goes through some stuff. Amen? Amen. But the thing that pulls you out of a discouraging situation is to be able to know that at the end you win. That's right. So God gave us the end of the story so that we could have power in the middle of the trouble. Amen. Amen? Amen. I like that. Can y'all, somebody put that down for me? You got the end of the story, which says you're a winner. See, the end, it doesn't matter. And this is what I wanted to say to some folks. That, it doesn't matter how you started out in life. The way you finish life is what people will remember you by. Amen? So you could have been a derelict all your life. Hallelujah, somebody. But if you finish strong, if you finished well, everybody will say you're a winner. You're successful. You were a good, you get what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter if you started up here on the top of the hill. If you came crashing all the way down, everybody's going to call you a nothing at the end of your life. Amen? Right? Yes, sir.
So then why, in this day and time that you mentioned it, there's so many people are afraid of Revelation? It's been distorted, or what's happened? Why is it that it's inspiration for people?
Go ahead. You had. Yeah, don't know. There's because people won't go find out what they, you're scared because the afterlife is creatures in there, it's strange dreams and visions, and it's all that weird stuff, and we don't want to be bothered with weird spiritual stuff. But here's the bigger thing: the enemy doesn't want you to know Revelation, because if you mess around and find out that you're a winner, you might start acting like a winner in the middle. Because as long as he can keep the end of the story out of your hearing, then he can treat you like you're a loser. How many folk know what I'm talking about? That folk call you all kind of stuff. You're not this, you ain't that, you ain't gonna be this, you ain't gonna. But if you already knew, you don't bother yourself when somebody says, you know what, you look. If you feel pretty, ain't nobody call you up. Right? You know, what you usually say to those people is, I'm ugly. Right? You know what I mean? If you got a bunch of money in the bank and somebody say, you broke anyhow, you brush it off. You know, like, it doesn't hurt your feelings unless you really broke. Right? You know, then you go, yeah, everybody know I'm broke. You got what I'm saying? You know, so if you understand that you're a winner, nobody can convince you different. And if the enemy understood that you understand the end of your life to be successful, victorious, then he can't convince you in the middle that you won't be victorious. And one who feels victorious will pursue victory. Amen? You know what keeps us living less than our potential? Is because we don't feel like we're anything. But when somebody messes around, you mess around and start telling folks, man, boy, you did a good job on that thing, right? You encourage somebody, you tell them, man, you did a good job. Next time they be drumming hard. Right? Am I right about it? Encouragement is powerful. And so if you understand at the end, I win, then nobody can tell you in the middle that you're a failure. And even if you're going through a bad season, if you already know that the season ain't gonna last always. James Cleveland said it like this: trouble don't last always. And if you understand that you're going through just a season, but you understand at the end, I'm gonna win this whole thing, amen? You will start standing up and acting like a winner. And so the church needs to know that you win. Tell your neighbor, please, in case your neighbor don't know. You win. Stop acting like a loser. You can't be a winner and act like a loser. Amen? Stop playing like you broke. Hello? Amen. You know, a CD, if you have a CD, it's not liquid funds. Y'all got what I'm saying? It's not liquid. That means it's in the bank. You own it. But you can't just go get it because you want sneakers. Amen? But if you have a CD, you're not broke. It just takes you some getting. Now, your dad owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. All the silver and all. He created the silver and the gold. Can you imagine if the church would wake up one day and stop counting their paycheck for what you think you are and counting your, what you think you have in your little mere bank account? That ain't who you are. Your bank account ain't. Read Ephesians 1. It says that you were blessed with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places. You just need to know how to appropriate and get stuff out of heaven to help you on earth. But you ain't broke. Tell your neighbor and confess right now, I ain't broke. Excuse the grammar.
My cousin always comes to my house, and he always say, good, you rich. I said, I'm not rich.
Yeah.
Y'all got my sound mind, my health, my strength, and my limb. I am rich.
Amen. 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 Well, I want to train you all. Stop, you can't do that. If your daddy heard you say, yeah, no, you're not. I mean, if I got a bunch of money and my child walks around talking about, I ain't got it, that's an indictment on me. Am I right? That's right. So when we walk around talking about, man, I ain't smart. I don't look good. I don't feel good. Come on. That's an indictment on your father. He gave you healing. You can't walk around agreeing with the devil. He wants you to agree with him so you are powerless against him. Amen? All right, so I got to stop because we said we're going to be finish up with, all right, look, let me ask this. How many folks read the book? Anybody read it? Y'all didn't get it yet? All right, I need, now y'all need to read chapter 1 and 2.
Just raise your hand.
Yeah, now you need to read chapters 1 and 2. Amen?
You should have read yours.
This brother is powerful. David Jeremiah, this thing literally just changed my life when we did this study. And so I know it's going to change your life as well. Chapters 1 and 2, amen? And as you're going to look around, anybody who read the book, let me just be faithful, 2 minutes, and then somebody who read the book, tell me what the first chapter about. Just give me some, get us started. Yes.
Chapter about ignore warning.
Yeah, ignoring warning.
They had these guys out
Yeah.
in the park.
Yeah.
They had the lake.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, my bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, my bad. Hey, man, when you go home, tell your wife, baby, the Lord said that when a man finds a wife, he finds a good one. Because they'll keep us out of trouble every now and then, too. Amen. Amen. I can't tell the whole story because a lot of people didn't read it. But read it. Read the stuff because it's provocative stuff. It's provocative. And it's going to talk about a scenario where we didn't heed the warning. And I want to say this, that God gave us warning in the book of Revelation. He gave us the warning. And guess what? Just like Deacon Wilson said, why do people don't read the book? Because the devil don't want you to be warned. Amen? All right, questions, we're going to pray. Yes, ma'am. Right. Yeah, it's about judgment as well. It's about judgment. Anybody know what, if you're Christian, do you have to worry about the judgment? No. We're going to find that out. If you're Christian, do you have to worry about the judgment? No. Okay, but what kind of judgment will Christians get? There is a judgment that Christians will get. I won't blow it. Say it again. Their works. That's right. You'll be judged for your works, meaning that you'll receive rewards and greater rewards for the works that you were done. So those will be judged, your works, but you won't be judged for sin because you have been clothed in Jesus' righteousness. You can't be judged because you got Jesus on you. Amen? Yes. Go ahead, yes. Right. Amen. He gave the illustration of D.L. Moody, who left the earth physically, but his work continued. The generations of people who have learned from that great preacher, and God is storing up works that He has done. Amen. That ministers got a book called How to Outlive Your Life. Everybody should leave a legacy here. Don't leave earth without touching the world in a way that's going to continue after you leave. Amen? Let your life still pay dividends after you leave. Amen? Set up something. Where folk, y'all know how we talk about Big Mama. Big Mama said, Big Mama said, and Big Mama said. Big Mama's still preaching. Am I right? I'm real now. Big Mama said this, and Big Mama said that. Big Mama said this, Big Mama, and she's still preaching. She's been gone for 40 years, and she's still preaching. Do something that's going to outlive your life. Amen. All right, we got to stop. We're going to be faithful. Amen. Praise the Lord. Let's give God a praise. We got so much in this Revelation series that we're going to study. We're going to study every single chapter. We're going to make sure you know every chapter 1 through chapter... Come on, somebody. Genesis 1, 2, Revelation. And we're going to study that too.